Lexi, and I'm here to bring you some spooky thrills for your dreary day. Today, I'm going to talk about some super scary books to help terrify you just for giggles. If you're like me and you're not a huge fan of horror movies, but you absolutely love horror books, this is the book talk for you. The bonus is all the books I'm about to talk about are currently in the system, which means you can place them on hold and be reading these terrifying tales in less than 3 days. Woo! There's going to be 5 books total, all from different authors and different things, but most of them are thrillers. A good chunk of them are classified as horrors, and they're definitely books I would not recommend that you read right before bed. The first book is called Unsub by Meg Gardiner. It is heavily inspired by the Zodiac Killer. The main character's life has revolved around this killer called the Prophet, terrified her town in the 90s. Unfortunately, this unsub, or unknown subject, was being pursued by her father, who failed to catch him before he disappeared into the mist. Now, as a narcotics detective, this main character now has to try and figure out if the new killings that are happening are from the Prophet that her father failed to catch, or are the works of a very skilled copycat. If you liked the TV show Criminal Minds, then this is the book for you. However, it's definitely not one I would read before bed unless you want dreams of serial killers dancing in your head. The second book series is called the Colter Shaw series by Jeffrey Deaver. It's a 3-book series that has 3 short novellas, one before the first book, one after the first book, and one after the second book, followed by the third final book. The first book introduces Colter Shaw, who was raised by survivalist parents and is a very skilled tracker. This is called The Never Game, by the way. And it basically revolves around this missing young woman who has been kidnapped, obviously, and is thrust into this almost real-life version of a video game that had so many conspiracy theories about it. And now Colter Shaw has to find him before she dies, and that would suck. All 3 books are interlinked with the overall search for Colter Shaw's missing father, who's left clues for him in all the different places, which he just coincidentally happens to visit for each one of his cases. The continuing books are called The Goodbye Man and The Final Twist. It's a thrilling series that will keep you on the edge of your seat throughout all 3 books. You don't have to read the short novellas if you do not want to. The third book is a personal favorite of mine because I'm just such a huge fan of this series, this type of story. It's called Mexican Gothic by Sylvia Moreno Garcia, and it has a very strong female lead named Noemi, who likes to dress in very pretty dresses with bright red lipstick and is a debutante. However, she receives a letter from her cousin who's begging her to save her from some kind of mysterious doom. Said cousin was recently married, so Noemi is like, yeah, you know what, and heads to the high place out in the Mexican countryside to see if she can help said cousin, who is missing when she gets there, and she's greeted with her cousin's husband, who is both menacing and alluring, her cousin's husband's father, who is fascinated with her for some reason, and the house itself, which seems to decide that Noemi needs to have fabulous dreams full of blood and doom. The story as a whole reads as one of those mysterious rich family mystery kind of thrillers with rich people who do weird things, with the reader constantly on the edge of their seat wondering what violent, strange thing is going to happen next. The fourth book that is near and dear to my heart is called Meddling Kids by Edgar Cantero. And of course, Meddling Kids is based off of the Meddling Kids Scooby-Doo gangs. It's kind of a parody because of course they don't have the same names and it's not a Great Dane. There's a whole lot of stuff going on, but it's a what if when they grew up they were separated and they never saw each other for 13 years, their last case being in 1977. The book now takes place in 1990, and these 4 individuals, one of whom is dead, the other is in an insane asylum, one seems to have got themselves somewhat figured out, and the other one is a bartender who's coping with alcoholism. And they need to come together to uncover the source of their nightmares for the last 13 years. And this time, there is no man in a mask. Oh no. The real monsters are waiting. The fifth and final book is called Home Before Dark by Riley Sager, and it's one of those books about haunted houses. This particular haunted house is called Baneberry Hall, and it's a house of horrors, according to Maggie's father in the book that he wrote. However, Maggie was much too young to remember any of these events from 25 years ago. And now that the house has fallen to her in a will, then, it's time to renovate and sell it, get it out of her life. However, just because she doesn't believe in the things that happened in her father's books does not mean that they won't happen. People from the past, the locals who had their small town made infamous, and even the ghosts that Maggie doesn't even believe in, come together to cause one hell of a time and terrify you to boot. There's always time to get sucked into horror stories that will leave you looking over your shoulders for months on end. If you don't have any ideas, definitely pick up one of these horror novels on your next trip to the library. These books will scare you more than any movie ever will, because your imagination, much more terrifying than Hollywood. Thanks!